I lost quite literally almost 2 liters of blood after giving birth to my first baby. I'm about to have my second, so I'm gonna tell you guys the story. This was almost 2 years ago and it was my first time giving birth, so I was new to all of this. I didn't know what to expect. I started having my contractions at 3 a.m. on my due date, and Scotty was born at 2 a.m. the next day. This is when things start to get crazy, but I didn't even realize it yet. About an hour later, after everything's calmed down, first time we stand up to go to the bathroom before they move me to like my recovery room. When I get up, I noticed there was like a lot of blood. I asked her if that was normal, and she was like, oh yeah, that's normal after you give birth. It's honestly kind of like a heavy period. Little TMI, I don't use pads when I'm on my period. I use tampons, so I didn't know what that would look like in a pad. Anyways, then we go to the bathroom, get everything situated, changed. We go over to our new room. Everything's great. At least I thought it was. It's like 8 a.m. at this point. And I realized I hadn't gone to the bathroom myself in a long time. So when I stood up, there was blood dripping down my entire leg. Left a trail of it on my way to the bathroom, called a nurse. She was like, oh yeah, it's probably just because you haven't gone in a long time. She said it's usually concerning when that happens within an hour. But because it had been 5 hours, it was fine. So I get back in bed, and about 30 minutes later, I could feel that there was a lot of blood down there. So I get up, same thing, blood dripping down my leg, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Called the nurse back in, she helped me. She realized that I was actually bleeding a lot more than I should have. She started doing the thing where they push in your uterus to see if it's like doing what it needs to, and it was. It was shrinking, it was going back to the right place, but every time she would push on it, blood clot would come out. I started to get freaked out, so she called another nurse in. When that second nurse came in, they started measuring and writing on the board how much blood I was losing, and the numbers kept adding up. Every single time she would push on my stomach, more and more would come out, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Mind you, I'm in pain. Just gave birth to a baby. My epidural is gone, and it doesn't feel good when they push on your stomach after you've had a baby. They do it really hard. I guess they ended up calling a code or something. A whole team came in. They brought an ultrasound. They were trying to draw my blood. The midwife on call is trying to figure out where I'm bleeding. She literally had to stick her hand in that area where the baby came out, and she's not doing it nicely or kindly because she's in there trying to figure out what the heck is going on. It was very painful. I'm sitting there dry heaving because I'm in so much pain, but I have nothing to throw up. She finally figured out that there was a tiny little tear way inside there that didn't get stitched up before, and that's where I was bleeding from. She was like, hey, we can take you to the OR right now, put you to sleep, and we can stitch you up in there, and then if there's something else going on, we can figure it out, or we just stitch you up right here right now, and then if that's the reason why you're bleeding, we're good to go. I was like, okay, you know what, just stitch me up right here. So they had to numb me in that area with a needle and then stitch me up, and the bleeding almost stopped immediately. Thank goodness it did. But at that point when they were measuring, I had already lost 1.5 liters of blood, not counting how much blood I had lost between 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. when they started measuring. It was honestly insane. Because I ended up losing so much blood, I ended up passing out in the shower later on, which that could be a whole other story to tell. After they figured out the issue, everything was good and fine. I'm a little bit nervous to give birth to this baby because I'm really hoping it doesn't happen again. I don't think it will though. Anyways, I hope that was a great story time for your Sunday. I love you guys, and I hope you have the best day ever.